The floods this year have been marked as the worst Nigeria has ever witnessed. And the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development says it plans to adopt the recently approved National Flood Emergency Preparedness and Response Plan to mitigate the effects of flood disaster. 31 states and the Federal Capital Territory have been gravely impacted by the 2022 floods, affecting over 1.4 million people, with about 500 deaths recorded. Moya Thomas has details.
The impact of the flood across the country is already biting hard. The Lokoja Bridge, which is the link road between the north and south, has been flooded, making commuting difficult. This has greatly affected trade, as exchange of goods between the north and the south is now an Herculean task. It has also resulted in long queues in fuel stations in Abuja and beyond. While people are still groaning under this discomfort, the flood has wrought even worse disasters in some states and communities.
Another flooding issue.
The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs briefs journalists on the issues of the flood. He says already 790,254 people are displaced and moved out of their locations. 1,546 persons among the displaced were injured.
Furthermore, 44,099 houses were partially damaged, 45,249 houses totally damaged, and 76,168 hectares of farmland partially damaged, while 70,566 hectares of farmland are completely destroyed by the deluge.
The National Emergency Management Agency have been able to provide relief materials to support over 315,000 of the displaced persons. Worse still are the farmlands affected by the floods. This may result in food insecurity in the year to come. The Permanent Secretary says the economic loss cannot be ascertained as the rains are not yet over, but an assessment of loss to farmlands, poultry facilities, livestock and fisheries is ongoing. Many at this briefing wonder why Nigeria always waits for these flood disasters to happen before actions are taken. But the Permanent Secretary corrects this notion, insisting states were already pre-warned about impending floods.
All the meetings have been held between Mr. President and governors, and the minister has attended meetings with the governors to tell them the specific villages and communities. I have all the exhibits of letters.
He assured that the government is making all effort to mitigate the impact, but would need public support to achieve this. Moya Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.